Like I mentioned in the intro, Brittany couldn't be here when we filmed, but she did send us this email to describe her trip. So this is Pastor Jimmy reading Brittany's words to you. She says, in August, I had a unique opportunity to teach English as a second language with the Georgia Baptist Convention in Cancun, Mexico. For me, the most exciting part of this mission trip was that it combined my favorite things, teaching English, missions, and Latin America. This trip was different than any other mission trip I've been on before. My previous mission trips focused on evangelism, church planting, discipleship, children's ministry, or construction. However, the purpose of this trip was to care for pastors and missionaries by offering them free English classes. The Georgia Baptist Seminary in Cancun offers free classes and English as a second language classes to pastors and missionaries in the area. I was the English teacher for August. My students were wonderful and very motivated to learn. Most of the students were English beginners, but their ages ranged from 11 to 71. The pastors and missionaries in Cancun are bivocational, meaning they have other jobs alongside their ministry. Most of them work in the Cancun tourist industry. Knowing English is the difference between earning $1 an hour or $7 an hour. Therefore, the students really know the value of learning English. In the morning at the seminary, I provided childcare for the kids so that the parents could attend the seminary classes without interruptions. Normally, I had 17 kids on the roof where we played games and did a Bible lesson. After childcare and lunch, I taught English for about 4 hours in the afternoon. Each class ended with a short devotion in English so that the students would become familiar with the Bible in English. In the evening, I attended the evening seminary classes with the Mexican students. The trip was a great combination of both teaching and learning. I'm very thankful to God and to my True Life Church family for helping to make this trip possible. Thank you very much for your prayers.
My name is Holly Anderson, and I served in Lima, Peru this past summer for close to 3 months, and I just wanted to share with you all a little bit of what I did. My main responsibility while I was there was working it's called the House of Glory, or the La Casa de la Gloria, and it's a home for adolescent girls with their babies. It can hold up to 6 girls and 6 babies at a time. While I was there was only 4 girls and 3 babies. There's house moms that live there, women who teach them and live beside them just to help them through their struggles and anything that they deal with. There's a psychologist and a social worker also that work there. And these girls that are there, they're street children that have been connected with the child services in Lima and then sent to the House of Glory. And they all come from abusive situations, whether it was mental abuse like brainwashing or sexual abuse. During the day, the girls were homeschooled, so I babysat their babies, helped with chores in the afternoon. One day a week taught an English class, one day a week taught them like a special skill, like cooking something special or making a certain type of jewelry. We had movie night and helped with a business class that one of the missionaries taught them. And my main hope in all of it was that I would build relationships with them. My next responsibility was working at the church, La Luz de Vida, or the Light of Life. In the church, my responsibilities were childcare, participating in the prayer meeting each week, and working in the youth group. And outside of Saturday night youth, the youth were always over at our house. We'd have parties with music and food and dancing and just, a fun time just hanging out. We'd go and watch movies together or run up to the closest store and just kind of hang out. So we built really good relationships with them as well. And another responsibility was called the Handmade Mujer. It's a jewelry business that supports the House of Glory. The girls in the house or some of the women from the church would design the jewelry, make it, and sell it in the States through catalog or through the website they have. And once a week, I would spend my day making jewelry, filling orders, and I actually got to design a necklace for the Handmade Mujer. And my last responsibility wasn't necessarily in the job description before I went, but it was a need that one of the other interns and we recognized. There was a bridge close to our apartment, and these women that were obviously from the mountains because of their clothing and whatnot were on this bridge begging for food or clothes or money, whatever they could get. And so we would take food and Bible verses over to them as often as we could. And most of them couldn't read, so we had to just kind of share what we were trying to share with them verbally. And my hope in all of it was that I would be consistent with them, that I would show them love and I would serve them. And even though our relationships weren't very deep with them, there were relationships, and I hope that they saw the love of Christ through that. So some of the things that I was reminded of while I was there, or lessons that I learned, the first one was just the importance of prayer, and how prayer should be over everything we do, every situation, every thought, every feeling, every person we come across. They should be in our prayers. And also just how in prayer we should give God our desires, tell him our desires, but then also just surrender it, because God is sovereign and he's in control ultimately. The second thing was just how infinite God's love was. I was blown away with that. The fact that he loves each person as much as he loves me, and he wants a personal relationship with them as much as he wants it with me. It was just a love I can't understand it being that big. And then my trust in him was deepened and strengthened, just by trusting him that I wouldn't get sick after something I ate, or that I would be safe in a taxi by myself, or whatever the case was. My trust was definitely deepened. And I was reminded, most importantly, that God is absolutely faithful in everything at all times. So that's it.